Hi everyone, and welcome back to The Crow. I'm Lauren Ballard, the multimedia editor for the Chanticleer. If you don't already know, The Crow is our weekly podcast where we will briefly discuss the events and stories you might have missed in the past week. We'll go over our top 5 stories that were written last week, sports updates, and what to expect in the upcoming weeks on the JSU campus. Also, unfortunately, this will be our last episode of The Crow until August for the fall semester. Our number 5 top story this week was Resolution urges SCA to acknowledge the kingship of Jesus. Me and our news editor, Lindsay Frazier, did go into a deep dive in a later podcast that you can go back to and listen to if you would like to hear more. Our number 4 top story this week was Letter to the Editor, International Scholars Make Our Community Strong. This was a special to the Chanticleer that we published on April 19, 2025. The letter reads, our Jax State Jones International House website declares, know one another and you will love one another. The words global connections are not just the name of the Jax Mix micro-credential, but a central component of Jax State and the broader Jacksonville community. International scholars contribute immeasurably. In 1946, Jax State established one of the first international houses in the country. Every year, 20 U.S.-born students and 20 international students live together on campus at the Jones International House, sharing cultures, perspectives, and friendship. The International Student Organization hosts beloved cultural and culinary events, like the United Nations Day Tea and International Tasters Fair. Over 200 international students come to Jax State every year, and the university boasts numerous national faculty. Camaraderie and intellectual exchange between those both born in the United States and scholars born abroad generates a greater understanding of the world and forges a path towards peace and prosperity. International scholars are our students, our colleagues, our peers, and our neighbors, and we love them. They urge that now is the time to speak up in support of our international friends. In recent weeks, we have read reports of sudden visa revocations, public and illegal detainments. We have seen international students targeted and their freedom revoked. We have seen American constitutional rights like freedom of speech and due process, which apply to citizens and non-citizens alike, denied to our foreign-born friends. We stand in opposition to these actions and we ask that others stand with us. They call on Jax State community to do everything possible to support our international scholars. They urge to play a part to ensure that our university lives up to the reputation as the friendliest in the South, a welcoming campus for scholars who want to research, teach, or obtain their degree in a supportive academic community. International scholars, we are happy you're here. You make our community strong. Signed, an independent group of concerned community members. Our number 3 top story this week is the Magick Shack All Things Hippie by Madeline Rackard, editor-in-chief, posted on Friday, May 2nd, 2025. She writes, Mackenzie Henderson's mother knew that her daughter would start her own business from a young age. Ever since the first grade, Henderson would talk about how she wanted to run a place of her own, according to her mother. It started with ideas of a coffee shop, but it morphed and blossomed over the years. Now, the 24-year-old Gadsden native owns and operates a quaint shop at the south end of the Jacksonville Square. With its humble beginnings 2 years ago, it's officially launched in August. The Magick Shack caters to students and faculty alike with its hippie and vintage retail. When Henderson began seriously considering what it would take to launch the Magick Shack in April of 2023, she knew she wanted to draw inspiration from hippie stores. I started the store and really wanted something like a regular boutique, the self-proclaimed eclectic individual said. It's something actually magical in my brain. I think there's something for everybody. So she started by making her own dye items, creating handmade soaps, making candles, and experimenting with store names. The Magick Shack just kind of came into my brain and clicked with me, Henderson said when she came up with the shop's name. But the little shop couldn't officially be a reality until the Hendersons stumbled upon a small building with a Jacksonville mural on the side in July of 2024. After quickly securing the lease, paying rent, and painting walls her favorite color, Henderson said the shop officially launched in August of 2024. Unsurprisingly to her mother, it started with selling primarily vintage clothing. The clothes which Henderson sourced from the various places all over Alabama and surrounding states are vintage in nature with a variety of styles, patterns, and diverse in size range. According to Henderson, she often has to give special care to some, whether that be patching a hole or breathing a whole new life into a piece. However, the shop now sells a variety of other items as well. including sourcing from other small businesses. According to Henderson, there are slow seasons, but it has picked up in popularity, especially those at Jax State. A junior majoring in social work said that the Magick Shack tends to be where he spends most of his money. Anytime I get a paycheck, I go to Mackenzie's store, the Gadsden native said. The Magick Shack is open from Thursday to Saturday from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m., but will likely have extended hours in the summer, according to Henderson. The shop can be found on 110 Pelham Road South. Our number 2 top story this week is titled Graduates Reminisce on Their Jax State Experience by Anna Kate Freeland, correspondent, on April 28, 2025. The article reads, Jax State will host commencement ceremonies Thursday and Friday at the Pete Matthews Coliseum, having received over 900 applicants according to the registrar's office on Friday. An international student from India is graduating with a bachelor's degree in computer science. Singh said he plans on continuing his education at Jax State to pursue a master's in computer science. Singh described his feelings about graduating as tragic. I feel happy instead of sad, he said. Getting a master's isn't the same as undergrad. People hate the idea of online classes, but in-person classes are a much better way to connect and get to know the people around you. Singh said his favorite thing about his college experience has been navigating through a new stage of life and overcoming obstacles. Mary Catherine Jones from Greensboro, Alabama, is graduating with a bachelor's degree in accounting. She plans to attend Auburn University in the fall to get her master's degree in accounting. Jones says she has mixed emotions, but is excited for the upcoming life transition that she will face. Jones ultimately hopes to work in an accounting firm on the auditing team. I've rooted myself so well here at JSU, Jones says. I'm going to miss Jacksonville. I've been here for 4 years, and it's finally starting to feel like home. Sally Cheatwood from Lincoln, Alabama, is graduating with a bachelor's degree in marketing. Cheatwood said she will work for the White House interior following her graduation. She says she is sad about leaving college behind, but is excited for what the future holds. Cheatwood said she wouldn't change anything about the time she has spent in Jacksonville. Cheatwood said empathy is one thing she learned in college that she will continue to practice into her adulthood. Be kind because you never know what the people around you are going through, she said. Graduation ceremonies will be live streamed on Jax State's YouTube and Facebook. All information regarding commencement ceremonies and the commencement program can be found on the university's website. And finally, our number 1 top story this week is Mylan Reichard, Here's to the Chanticleer, on April 30th, 2025. Mylan writes, It's hard to forget the day that I saw Ben Cunningham's pivotal email land in my inbox. Hi, Madeline, he started off by saying. I suspect you're busy preparing for a flight to Spain soon, and I bet you're excited. He was correct. However, my focus immediately shifted upon reading the next line. If you're still in the Jacksonville area, would you have time before you leave to come to Merrill Hall to discuss your application for the Chanticleer staff in the fall? We want to offer you the position of Editor-in-Chief, Cunningham said with a smile. During my time as Editor-in-Chief, I've seen the Chanticleer garner multiple national awards, the first one being a testament to my colleagues' unwavering dedication to accountability, the most recent being a testament to the variety and consistency of stories we've written. I've seen my colleagues take on challenges, work critically, and become better journalists and editors, and flourish into people I'm proud to know. Not only that, I've grown. I've made mistakes during my 2-year tenure here. I'm not afraid to admit that. But errors allow you to grow, change, and flourish, both personally and professionally. Practically, I can see a difference in my knowledge, skill set, and confidence from the very first day Cunningham called me into his office to now. Journalism is a craft that exists to serve, inform, hold those in power accountable, give voices to the meek, show the evil in the world, but the beauty too. And for that reason, I'm thankful to have been a part by serving as an editor-in-chief for the Chanticleer. So, as I finish typing this way too long column about way too many things and prepare for my transition to my MFA program at McNeese State University, I truly hope the editors that follow after me will fall in love with this place as I have done. Here's to the Chanticleer. To read all these articles and more, make sure to check out the jsuchanticleer.com. Now, on to our sports update. First, we have Gamecocks watered down the Blazers by Riley Brisding, correspondent, on April 25th, 2025. She writes, after a short weather delay, the Jax State baseball team completed their first series sweep against the University of Alabama at Birmingham Blazers in 6 years with a 9-5 win on Tuesday. After the Blazers scored, 1 run in the first inning, the Gamecocks started to redeem themselves in the bottom of the inning. Senior left fielder Drew Collins was first to bat and lined a double to the left field. After senior designated hitter Carson Horung flew out to the center field, redshirt sophomore second baseman Cooper Balser hit a single that scored Collins for the Gamecocks' first run of the game. After a quiet second inning, the Gamecocks had a very productive third, scoring 6 runs. Freshman third baseman Matthew Cash walked, followed by junior shortstop Caleb Johnson, reaching by an error, while Thomas scored unearned. Redshirt junior right fielder Colton Hedgewood flies out to second, and Williamson scores unearned. Collins bats again, doubling down the infield line, and Cash scores the 6th in the inning. Later in the bottom of the 6th inning, Thomas scores a home run down the right field line and the 9th run for the Gamecocks. Thomas and Collins led the way with 3 hits and 2 runs each and totaled 3 RBIs to lead the Gamecocks to the sweep against UAB. The Gamecocks jump back into Conference USA play with Sam Houston coming to town for the first series opener Friday at 6 p.m. at the Jim Case Stadium. Next, we have men's golf finishes 9th at the USA Championship by Matthew Parker, correspondent, on March 25, 2025. He writes, the Jax State men's golf team wrapped up the 3-day Conference USA Championships in Arkansas on Wednesday, where they finished in 9th place. Gamecocks shot 20 over par the entire tournament and finished with a tournament low 17.01 points. In the first round, Jax State shot 12 over par in what turned into a rough day for the Gamecocks. Senior Riley Heath was the only member of the team to shoot under par in the first round, where he shot 1 under par on the day with a 71. In the final round, they would have their best round in the entire tournament as 4 members of the team shot under a 74. Shedd followed up his second round with an even par to lead out the Gamecocks. 2 of the seniors both shot a 73, and Heath finished with the tournament shooting a 74. For now, the Gamecocks season is finished, and they look to potentially receive a bid in the National Golf Invitational in Arizona next month, according to the Jax State Sports. If you would like to read these articles and more, be sure to check out jsuchanticleer.com. Now for a head start on next week's news. On Tuesday, May 6th, baseball versus Alabama State at Jacksonville at 6 p.m. and will be aired live on ESPN+. On Wednesday, May 7th, softball versus Conference USA Conference at Bowling Green, Kentucky. That will continue on over until the 10th. On Friday, May 9th, baseball versus Louisiana Tech at Jacksonville at 6 p.m. and it will be aired on ESPN+. On May 6th at 5 p.m., Jacksonville is hosting a Transfer and Adult Learner Night. If you're thinking about transferring to Jax State or returning to college as an adult learner, join us for the Transfer and Adult Learner Night, an event tailored just for you. This family-friendly event offers a comprehensive experience, bringing together various support services under one roof. Engage with staff members from admissions, financial aid, military, and post-traditional student services. Plus, connect with our knowledgeable academic advisors. On May 7th at 9:30 a.m., we'll kick off our Gamecock Orientation Summer Term 2025. There'll be various other orientation days scattered throughout the summer. Make sure to check them out on the Jacksonville State website. And on May 27th at 12 p.m., SGA is hosting a pool party. Join the SGA for the first event of the summer with a pool party at the UREG Outdoor Pool. There'll be music, games, and great company. This is a perfect way to meet new people, hang out with friends, and enjoy the sunshine. Well, that's it for The Crow. And as a final reminder, this will be our last episode of The Crow until the fall semester in August. To stay up to date with JSU news, make sure you check out our website at jsuchanticleer.com and follow us on Facebook and Instagram at JSU Chanticleer.